Westminster. And Alison, where are we at?
Well, it's been a very exciting day, especially if you work in politics, and lots of news for our East Midlands MPs. Let's take a look at the headlines of who's in and who's out. Firstly, the winners tonight. Well, you mentioned it, Nicky Morgan, the Loughborough MP, now Education Secretary. Anna Soubry, promotion for her within the Department for Defence. She goes up a rung, so good news for her. And Nick Bowles, the Grantham MP, moves from planning over to the Education and Business Department. But there are losers, and they are some long-serving East Midlands MPs. The losers, well, Ken Clarke, he's stepping down as Minister without portfolio, long career, going back to backbenchers. Alan Duncan, the Rutland and Melton MP, he is now stepping down from international development. He goes back to the backbenchers, but speaking to me today says he's in a good place. He's happy with that decision. And Andrew Robertson, the South Leicestershire MP, well, he's now leaving the Northern Ireland office. So out with the old, in with the new. And one of those new faces is, well, she was very proudly walking up Downing Street today. I didn't see her on any bus into Westminster, but there she was accepting the new role as Education Secretary, as teachers across the Midlands are celebrating the departure of Michael Gove. He was not popular. It's hoped that she will be popular. Also smiling, another East Midlands face walking up into Downing Street this afternoon was, we previewed it yesterday, Anna Soubry, the Broxtowe MP, former Central News presenter. Well, she isn't into the cabinet, but she gets a bigger role at the Department for Defence. And she emerged from number 10 to the waiting cameras, and she did give us a few words. Listen carefully to what she said.
Minister of State.
Where?
Defence.
Right.
I'm very happy.
Obvious. What else?
So smiles all round. Well, we knew last night this time that Kenneth Clarke has agreed to retire, step down gracefully after many long years of service. He was a big Nottingham Forest fan, as you remember, very popular in the East Midlands, and he's decided to call it a day. But he told me earlier he is staying on as an East Midlands MP.
I'm going to carry on being a Member of Parliament. I should carry on being the Member of Parliament for Rushcliffe. I'm afraid I'm a lifelong addict of politics. Events have never been more important. I mean, the reason I enjoy being in the government is we've never had a financial crisis like this. It's never been a harder job getting back from a deep recession. The world is a very dangerous place, whether it be Ukraine, Syria, Egypt, you name it, and it all comes back onto the streets of the United Kingdom.
So, Alison, will this new lineup signal any policy changes, do you think?
Well, of course, there's no new money, and David Cameron has been tweeting that, for example, in the case of Nicky Morgan, she will, he says, continue the education reforms already underway. So there is the message. It's more of the same in terms of the offer to the electorate. But this is a fresh-faced, younger potential cabinet for after the election. That is Mr Cameron's main message. The talk here tonight at Westminster is we won't see any big policy changes, just a freshening of the team.
Alison, thank you for that.
It sounds like something based on a futuristic movie, but a new groundbreaking face recognition system is actually being used right now by Leicestershire Police to track down criminals.
It's the first force in the country to trial the new technology which compares images from CCTV and police body cameras with photos on the police database. The force says it's already helping to save hours of police time. Nancy Cole reports.
Do you want to just come and talk to me? We've had a report of two people arguing. I'm guessing it's you guys.
Not a real incident, but one mocked up by Leicestershire Police to show the kind of images captured on an officer's body cam. If they need to track him down again in relation to a crime, they now can, with greater ease due to groundbreaking new technology.
To identify potential suspects, the speed of it is phenomenal. Before, if you were looking for a white male in his mid-50s, we could trawl through the system and we'd be able to find potential suspects. But this facial recognition does it in a matter of moments. It's 5-10 seconds that it looks at 92,000 images.
Here, the body cam picture is compared to those on the force's database of CCTV and other police images. Matching up key facial features, it brings back the top 200 matches.
It will throw back the nearest face to the face you're looking at. And you'll see when you're looking at our database that it will show men, women, black people, white people, Asian people, because it's not interested in ethnicity. What it's interested in is what that face actually looks like. And that's where the operator comes in, who's looking at that machinery and can compare that against the photograph that you've got.
Officers say the 6-month trial, which ends in September, is already saving hours of police time, tracking down those involved in crime. Though the results can't be used as evidence in court, it is helping detectives develop new lines of inquiry.
Victims of crime need to be supported. We need to ensure that the public have confidence in us, and being able to ensure that this crime is progressed and investigated as quickly as possible, I think is a fantastic way forward.
Forces from the UK and abroad have already shown an interest in the trial. It's thought the software could be used to enhance security at airports and sporting venues. Nancy Cole, ITV News, Leicester.
A man convicted of robbery has absconded from Sudbury Prison in Derbyshire. Adam Tyrone Murray was handed a 5.5-year sentence in May 2012. He left the prison on Sunday, and police say he has a Birmingham accent and connections to the West Midlands.
High cholesterol, is often associated with older, overweight people.
However, experts are warning thousands of people in the East Midlands who are under 40 could be suffering from it, and they have never been diagnosed.
And now a campaign has begun to get more people tested. David Wood reports.
From fatty foods to alcohol and sugary snacks, we are constantly being warned what we eat and drink could be affecting our health. High cholesterol, which can lead to heart disease, is one of the conditions that a bad diet can make worse. But many think it only affects older people.
Flying like a bird, Anna Williamson!
It's something presenter and recent Splash contestant Anna Williamson found out the hard way. At 32, she was not only diagnosed as having high cholesterol, but in fact inherited it from her parents.
If ever I was going to have, a healthy body, it's going to be now. So to take that test and actually discover that I do have high cholesterol was really quite shocking, and it just goes to show that it isn't just about what you eat. That's a huge part of it, obviously, and you can help yourself, but that it can actually be hereditary.
And scientists warn, like Anna, many adults aren't aware of the risks. New research shows that 62% of under 40s have never been tested for the condition, while it's thought almost the same number have a high cholesterol level. But as many as 1 in 500 people already have the condition, as it can be hereditary and not necessarily linked to lifestyle.
There's some people who have a genetic condition called familial hypercholesteremia, and that means, unfortunately, they tend to make quite high elevated levels of cholesterol, and this means they're much more at risk of heart disease than they would normally be.
As the obesity epidemic gets worse, doctors are encouraging more people to get tested for the condition and to make changes to their lifestyle, all to help keep levels under control and help prevent heart disease.
For most people, they convert too much saturated fat in their diet into cholesterol in their bodies. So the major component is what we eat in our diet. And if we can reduce the amount of saturated fat and increase the amount of natural fibre from things like oats, then we can make a difference.
With high cholesterol over time being a major cause of heart disease, doctors hope people will now take action. Otherwise, it could cost them their lives. David Wood, ITV News.
You're watching ITV News Central in the East Midlands. It's coming up to 6:15. Still to come. From Trent Bridge's cricket success to tennis, Nottingham prepares to host another huge sporting fixture.
And from Britain's Got Talent winners to the big screen, Pudsey pops into our studio.
And I'll be here with your weather forecast. With temperatures rising, find out if you'll need to take a dip to cool down.
Well, we've seen the famous Boris bikes in London. Now Northampton has a new bicycles for hire scheme.
Cycle Connect will get you around Northampton by pedal power for £1 an hour. Claire McGlasson reports on today's launch.
It's the big push on push bikes. 50 bicycles available to hire in Northampton, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 2 wheels for £1 an hour.
We've seen the success of the Boris bikes in London, and this is really Northampton's answer to it. But really it's about bringing together. It's got lots of benefits in terms of encouraging people to cycle and the health benefits that go with that. But also it's about linking up some of the sites around Northampton.
Today the scheme was officially launched at Mercer's Row in the town centre. There are 5 other hubs across the town, and in the autumn more at the railway station and university campuses will bring the total to 10.
Anyone who wants to borrow a bike needs to register online and add credit, where they'll be given their own membership number and PIN to unlock a bike at any of the 6 sites. If you